Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the Fancy Stitches. To all my wonderful subscribers, both new and returning subscribers, you all are welcome. Here is a step-by-step video tutorial on how to make this trendy top using freehand, and this is the beautiful result I have, as well as me wearing my top. Watch to the end to learn the simple freehand method I use in making this top, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share with your friends. And if you have any question regarding to this tutorial, drop it on the comment section. I'll be there to attend to you. So guys, let's get started. And this is 1 yard of my Ankara print, which I'll be using for this video tutorial. To start off with this video tutorial, here on my fabric, here is my shoulder line and here is my top length line. Okay, and from my shoulder line to my top length line here is 25 inches. Okay, then I'm also going to take my horizontal body measurement. So from shoulder line to my bust line here is 10 inches. To my waistline or to my half length here is 15 inches, which is this point here. We'll be drafting for the back pattern before cutting for the front pattern. Okay, so I'll go ahead to draw a straight line across this marked point here. Here's my shoulder line, my bust line, my waistline and my top length line. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do here is to take my shoulder measurement. Okay, remember that this top or blouse that we are cutting here is a together with sleeve blouse. Okay, so I'm going to take my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement of 16 inches divided by 2 here is going to give me 8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to take 8 inches, which is this point here. Then I'm also going to take my neckline width, still leaving my tape. I'm going to take my back pattern neckline width and I'll be making use of 3.5 inches, which is this point. Okay, then at my shoulder point here, I'm going to take my sleeve length. Okay, and my desired sleeve length here is 12 inches, which is this point here. Okay, 12 inches. Then from my marked point, I'm going to move down here by 1 inch to take my shoulder slope, because what we are doing here is a together with sleeve. Okay, so I went down here by 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect my 1 inch point to my neckline width point. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do here is to take my round sleeve circumference. Okay, so coming over to my together with sleeve point or my sleeve length point here. Okay, I'm going to take my round sleeve circumference, and my round sleeve circumference of 10 inches divided by 2 here is going to give me 5 inches, which is this point here. Okay, then I'll be adding 2 inches. Okay, 2 inches to my sleeve circumference, my round sleeve circumference. Okay, so the total length I have here now is 7 inches. Then I'm also going to draw a straight line to indicate my round sleeve circumference. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do here is to take my body measurements. Okay, so coming over to the bust line. Okay, my bust circumference of 34 inches divided by 4 here is going to give me 8.5 inches, which is this point here. Okay, then I will be adding 1.5 inches hemming allowance. Okay, which is this point here. Down to the waistline, my waist circumference of 28 inches divided by 4 here is going to give me 7 inches, which is this point here. Then I'll also add up 1.5 inches hemming allowance. Okay, which is this point. Then to my top length line here, I'm going to take my hip circumference, and my hip circumference of 36 inches divided by 4 here is going to give me 9 inches. Okay, so here is my 9 inches point. Then I'm also going to add 1.5 inches hemming allowance here. Okay, then I'll go ahead and connect my points. So guys, can you see what we have here? Then the next thing to do here, I'm going to connect my round sleeve point here. Okay, point to meet my bust point here. Okay, so I'm going to use my curve ruler. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to use my curve ruler to blend it. Okay, the next thing to do here is to take my back pattern neckline length. Okay, so for my back pattern neckline length, I'll be moving down here by 1.5 inches. Okay, which is this point here. Can you see what I'm doing? 1.5 inches. Then I'm going to connect it to my neckline width point. Can you see what we have here? Okay, also for the stylish sleeve that we have for this blouse tutorial, okay, here, coming over to my sleeve length here. Okay, I'm going to move up here by 4 inches. Okay, which is this point here. Then also move down here by 3 inches, which is this point here. Okay, then I will be creating my curve. Okay, my sleeve curve. So can you see what we have here? Then I'm going to go ahead now to cut this out. Okay, so guys, this is for our back pattern. Okay, can you see our back pattern? Then let's go ahead and cut for the front pattern. To cut for the front pattern, I'm gonna head to arrange my fabric here. Okay, then I will be placing my back pattern. Because the front pattern is going to have zipper, okay, so I'll be marking out 1 inch for my zipper allowance. Okay, so guys, here is my 1 inch zipper allowance. Okay, then I'll arrange my back pattern. So guys, the next thing to do here is to trace out the front neckline. Okay, so for the front neckline here, I'll be moving down here by 3 inches. Okay, 3 inches, which is this point here. Then I'll connect it like this. Can you see what I'm doing? This is for the front neckline. Okay, also for the front opening, I'll be moving down here by 5 inches. Okay, for my front opening, which is this point here. Can you see where I marked my point? Okay, the length for my zipper here is going to be 9 inches. Okay, which is this point here, 9 inches. So this space now is for my zipper allowance. Okay, then I'll go ahead now to cut this out. Okay, so guys, after cutting for the front pattern, this is what I have. Okay, then for the stylish opening at the hem area of my blouse, okay, I'm going to, from my zipper allowance line here, I'm going to move in here by 3.5 inches, which is this point here. Okay, 3.5 inches. Then I'm going to connect from my zipper allowance point, end point here. I'm going to connect it to meet my 3.5 inches point here. Can you see what we have here? So I'm also going to treat I'm going to trim this part out. So guys, can you see what we have for the front pattern? Okay, this is for the front. Okay, this is for the front. So if I'm to open it up, this is what I'm going to have for the front pattern. Okay, here is for the zipper allowance. Can you see my zipper allowance space? Okay, so I'll go ahead now to cut out my lining. Okay, so guys, after cutting for my lining, this is what I have. Okay, so I'll take this now to my sewing machine to join my lining. Okay, just the same way you see me cutting it, I'll go ahead and join it. Okay, so guys, after sewing for the front pattern, this is what I have. Okay, for the two front pattern, can you see what I have here? Then I'm going to notch. So guys, this is what I have for the front pattern. Okay, then for the back pattern, I've also gone ahead to sew for my back pattern to fix my lining. Then I'll also go ahead and notch. So here is what I have for my back pattern. Okay, then I'm going to take this now to my pressing iron to iron it. Okay, then after ironing it, I'll also go ahead to fix my zipper. Okay, can you see my zipper allowance here? This is my zipper allowance of 1 inch. Okay, so I'll also go ahead to fix my zipper. Can you see what we have here? So guys, after ironing, as you can see here, I went ahead to insert my zipper. Okay, for the front pattern. Can you see my zipper for the front pattern? Okay, can you see the front pattern? So here is the back view. Okay, can you see my front pattern? Also for the back pattern, this is what I have. Okay, I've also gone ahead to iron my back pattern. Okay, then the next thing to do here is to pin up my top pattern. Then I'm going to trim out this little excess that I have here. The next thing to do here is to take this now to my sewing machine. Then I'm also going to retake my body measurement. Okay, so here from my shoulder line to my bust point here is 10 inches. To my waistline here is 15 inches. Okay, then to my bust point here, I'm going to take my bust circumference, and my bust circumference of 36 inches divided by 2 here is going to give me 18 inches, which is this point here. Okay, then what I have left here is 3 inches, so I'll be taking out 1.5 inches here. Okay, and 1.5 inches here. To the waistline, my waist circumference of 28 inches divided by 2 here is going to give me 14 inches. Okay, 14 inches, which is this point here. Then what I have left here is 3 inches, so I will be taking out 1.5 inches from each side of my waistline. Okay, 1.5 inches. down to the hip line, my hip circumference of 36 inches divided by 2 here is going to give me 18 inches, okay, which is this point here. Then I'm going to check what I have here. So what I have here is 2.5 inches, okay. Then 2.5 inches divided by 2 here is going to give me 1.2 inches. So I'll be taking out 1.2 inches from both sides. 1.2 inches, okay. Can you see what we have here? Then coming over to the armhole of my together with sleeve, I'm going to use 1/2 inch, okay. I'll be using 1/2 inch here, okay, to stitch up this part. The same applies to this part here, okay. I'll be using 1/2 inch. So guys, can you see what we have here? So I'm going to take this now to my sewing machine to sew along this seam line here, okay. Then to my shoulder line here, remember we subtracted 4 inches, okay. So I'm also going to take out the 4 inches, okay. Here is the subtracted 4 inches point. So I'm going to hem the shoulder line up to this point, okay. The same applies to this part. I'm going to hem the shoulder line using 1/2 inch up to this point here, okay. Can you see what we have here? And that will be all for this video tutorial. So guys, after sewing, this is what I have, okay. Then I'm going to trim it down a little bit, okay. And finally guys, this is my end result. You can see how my top turned out. Do well to subscribe to this channel, like, comment and share with your friends. And if you have any question regarding to this tutorial, drop it on the comment section. I'll be there to attend to you. Thank you guys for watching and see you on my next video tutorial. Bye.